Here we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's doing great out there as always. Chris Chow's back again with you. And I mean, we got a monster game today. That's why I'm excited. It is Thursday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots in a massive AFC East showdown. Both teams require this win. The Bills need the win to get back on top in the AFC East. But what do we typically do on Thursdays on game days? It's boom or bust. Gabriel Davis. What do we do with Gabe? His season has been a tale of two types of players, boom and bust, like I'm talking about. Feast or famine. I also got start sit for the Bills and the New England Patriots, and my game prediction with point spread picks. So what do you say? Let's get to it and get to the good stuff, baby. So before we get started, let me remind y'all to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as we continue to build this new channel under the Cover One umbrella. And of course, BetUS for all you betting freaks like me. 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500. Get that money in your pockets. Use promo code COVER1 to get you started and get that money. But Gabriel Davis, we got to talk about Gabe, my guy. And you know what? I am one of the biggest Gabe Davis truthers, not just because he's a Buffalo Bill, but because I loved his game in college. I thought he was one of these, rawer talents, and he needed some refinement out of his game, but I know he's going to come around. And I mean, this season, everybody, third year is typically in the NFL where a wide receiver does tend to break out. Gabe Davis is kind of seeing an up and down season this year. Maybe the pressure got to him just a little bit. Statistically speaking, Gabe Davis is still doing fairly well. 10 contests to 60 targets, 33 receptions for 650, a beautiful 19.7 on the yards per catch. That's high. That's higher than any other season he's seen so far. It's dipped down. At one point, he was at 21.5, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see they're going deep a lot with a Gabe Davis this year. His catch rate has been the problem. He's just dropping passes. The butterfingers, the clapping of the hands, the brick hands just hasn't been right this year. He definitely is fighting it a lot, but I still believe in Gabe. He is an alpha type of wide receiver to me. I am still going to be on the Gabe bandwagon. He's only 23 years old, so you got to give him some time. I get it. He was drafted later. He wasn't pegged to be this top-end commodity in the NFL. He is this dog, man. He is a very good wide receiver, and I do believe he's going to turn it around, as I will show you. 5 touchdowns added on the season right now. Bills pass game, almost 300 yards per game right now. Josh Allen is still playing very well, even though he has, dipped down, thrown a lot of interceptions of late, man. 23 TDs to 11 interceptions, still 7.8 per on the average on that per pass. So it is still a very high-octane pass game. They're figuring things out. They seem to be figured out just a little bit. The run game's starting to work a little bit more, so that's coming in the detriment of the Buffalo Bills pass game. But when we talk about average air yards, targeted air yards for a Gabe Davis, that's 16 yards, man. That ranks second in the NFL with wide receivers and tight ends. This is a very good sign for wide receivers in the NFL regardless. So if Gabe would have even upped his catch rate to 65%, another 10%, these statistics would already be closer to the 750 in yardage and around 45 receptions. So you got to think, man, if he's not fighting it as much and the Bills get this going with a Gabe Davis, his stat line is just going to continue to increase, man. The total share of average air yards right now on the team, 27.24. That's ranked 27th in the league between wide receivers and tight ends. 27% share of the air yards is very, very good and very encouraging because the Bills, they utilize Gabe. He is a primary target in this offense majority of the time. Because of that, Diggs obviously is the main guy. He takes all the average air yard targets, but Gabe is still your number 2 and a very much trusted commodity for a Josh Allen. Where it gets a little sticky for a lot of people is this catch rate. He's dropping passes. 55% is not good. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's not good. He definitely needs to improve that. But if we talk about the last 3 contests, that Gabe Davis has played, 60% in week 10, 71.4 in week 11, 80% in week 12. So you can see the trend is moving upward. It's very good. He had 80% in week 1 versus the Rams, and then it basically dipped down always under 50, if not just at 50, with maybe a 60%er in there. He has been struggling with drops, clapping of the hands, but you can see these last 3 weeks, he is starting to rectify this problem just a little bit more, which is great. When we're talking about what his stat line is on pace for this season, 56.1 receptions, 1,105 yards, and 8.5 touchdowns. You're telling me you won't take that in fantasy football anyway? I will take it all day long. That's top 20 wide receiver for you in a Gabe Davis. You can't hate that whatsoever. He just has to fix his dropping problems, and he will be just fine. But when we're talking about start-sit for these Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, he's struggling at times with these turnovers, with these interceptions, especially in the red zone. Third down has been still very good, not as good as it started off to be in the season, but they are, they're forcing it. They're trying to figure out their inadequacy right now. Yes, the run game is working. Josh Allen's still a low-risk play for me every single week. Josh is a baller. He's going to run in touchdowns. He's going to throw touchdowns. They just got to be more creative. Ken Dorsey seems to be a little bit figured out at this point. He looked a little bit better in some of his schemes and systems last week, utilizing an Isaiah McKenzie a little bit more. That's what they got to do. Spread the ball around just a little bit more. Maybe it's Dawson Knox week this week, but Josh Allen, definite low-risk play. Devin Singletary does get a mid-level risk. It's going to be tough sledding versus a New England Patriots defense that is still very good against the run. They will try, they will attempt, but I have a big-time suspicion that they're going to run the ball a lot with Josh Allen once Devin Singletary is kind of locked up. High risk for both Nyheim Hines and a James Cook. You got to wait and see. I've been trying. I'm a huge James Cook guy. Love me some Nyheim Hines, but they're just not doing anything for you in fantasy football right now. We need to see the Bills, continue to utilize James Cook. He seems like a rhythm guy. Once he's not on the field, he drops a pass. He only gets like 3 yards. He's out of his rhythm. They take him off the field. We got to see a little bit more commitment before we can trust anything from James Cook or Nyheim Hines. Low-risk play for Stephon Diggs, of course, every single week. He just balled out on Thanksgiving versus the Lions. He took that game over. That was all Stephon Diggs outside of that wonderful pass by Josh Allen over the middle to get in field goal range. Gabe Davis, we're talking boom or bust here. I got it for you. I think he's going to boom in this contest. Yes, the New England Patriots do, hold a very good defensive secondary, and they will make the Bills, work for every yard. But this is Gabe Davis time. He needs to do it. He needs to show it. No more drops. Be very good on the field, and they need the secondary option big time in this contest versus the New England Patriots defense, like I said, is very, very strong. Mid-level risk for an Isaiah McKenzie. Whenever they play the New England Patriots, the Bills just scheme up everything to go to McKenzie because Bill Belichick is a master at taking away the top guys. He's going to peg on Diggs a lot. He's going to make sure he's double-teamed and double-covered. He's going to try to help out on a Gabe Davis, and who's left? It's Dawson Knox, and it's Isaiah McKenzie. So we could potentially see another big day for Isaiah McKenzie. I really question it. I'm not starting him at all. But it very well could be a decent day once again for an Isaiah McKenzie. Same with Dawson Knox. The New England Patriots' only weakness so far, statistically speaking, in fantasy football is against a tight end position. Maybe Dawson Knox gets sprinkled in just a little bit more this week. Maybe he finds the end zone. Maybe Josh spreads the ball around as much as he can to all of his wide receivers. But with the commitment to the run, there's only so many balls that can go around. And it's difficult to get all your ballers in the mix, man. As for these New England Patriots, Mac Money Jones looked good on Thanksgiving. Probably the best contest we have seen out of Mac Jones this entire season. Excuse me. The New England Patriots offense, they got weapons. It's just not coming together. The play calling is very much brutal from a Matt Patricia. It's not good, but they did look a lot better this past week. You got to give credit where it's due. Mid-level risk for a Mac Jones. No Von Miller, so he's going to have likely a little bit more time without having the great rushing upside of a Von Miller, but the Bills still have great depth at the defensive line. They will make it hard for Mac Jones to do a lot in the open field. Rhamondre Stevenson gets a low-level risk. There is no Damian Harris. Damian Harris has been dealing with injuries all season long, lost the job to Dre, and Dre has been repaying all of us. He is going to finish the year as a top 10 running back in my mind. No kidding about that. He's just running unbelievably. The amount of work he gets in the pass game for you in PPR leagues, all this statistics is half PPR, but in full PPR, he's killing it for you because Rhamondre is one of these guys, and my scouting report pegged it, man. He's a big guy, light feet. He's got hands, man. That's triple threat. You can't hate that at all, man. Pierre Strong is taking the high-level risk. He's going to be the spellback for Rhamondre in this contest, likely. You can't touch that, though. Jacoby Myers, Mr. PPR himself, he is very good, and I mean, they're going to continue to try to utilize this man. And what had happened last week to the Buffalo Bills for a guy that plays the similar role? Amon-Ra St. Brown tore us up. Buffalo Bills fans and Jacoby Myers should likely have another at least schemed up game similar to that, because you know Bill Belichick watched the same tape we did, and I'm telling y'all, Myers is going to have a very safe floor, I should put it that way. I don't know if he's going to go off, but he should have a very safe floor for you, get you that 10-point threshold this week. Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, I still got to give him high-level risks. Even though Aguilar found the end zone last week, Devontae Parker made some nice catches. It's just not enough volume for me to trust, especially in fantasy football. Under 60 points for both these men as we enter week 13. You got to be kidding me, man. That's just not near enough to trust at this point. Could they find the end zone, score a touchdown? Absolutely, but you're not trusting that in fantasy football. I will look at a Hunter Henry if you're streaming tight ends this week, because the Bills do give up some points to the tight end spot, you know, more often than you think, even though the stat line doesn't show it as well. They do have the potential for Hunter Henry to get in the end zone this week. It could very well happen, even though the Bills are getting a lot of players back from injury and illness on the defensive side. For the contest on Thursday Night Football between these Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots, the Bills are favored by 3.5. That line has gone up and down all week. Started at like 7, now it went down to 5.5. Now it's at 3.5. I'm taking this. This feels like good free money, even though it is in New England. It's a road game. Bills are 0-2 in the division. New England looked better versus Minnesota, hence why the line has been moving towards the New England Patriots. But I still got to believe the Buffalo Bills know what's on line here. They need to get a division win now, and if they don't, it's going to be big trouble for them moving forward. I got the Buffalo Bills winning this contest 35-17. And I think, again, we need a get-right game. I'm a Bills fan, so I'm going to say we, but the Bills definitely need, unbiased opinion, but I mean, the Bills definitely need a get-right game, and I think they're going to get it here. New England has played well, but again, schedule determined, and I mean, they are a beatable team if you execute properly. Keep Matt Judon on skates and block him up, and Josh Allen should have enough time to throw the ball all over the field in a Buffalo Bills victory. So there you have it. That is Thursday Night Football between the Bills and the Patriots. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited. You know, they got basically a full week off because they both played on Thanksgiving. So, I mean, they should have, rested troops ready to battle. And it's going to be a good one. I'm excited, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Give me your comments. You got start-sit questions for this contest. Throw them in the comments. I'll definitely answer you back. Appreciate all the support. Smash that like button, like I said. But we'll see you next time. I am out.